Alrighty, welcome into the Season 10 College Football Playoff Peach Bowl. This is the game we've all been waiting for. Welcome in, let me know if you can hear me, but if you are new here, we always get a lot of new viewership on CFP videos. This is the SFA, an online dynasty ran mainly through Discord. We stream on Twitch, it's all posted to YouTube. If you're interested in joining and coaching a team or just joining the community, we have a link in any of our descriptions or channel bios. If you want to join, you should join quick because in the off season we do promote. So right now we have about 40 users, and by the start of next season we'll have probably 60 to 70. So you may not get a team that you want. But yeah, this is the game we've all been waiting for. We got number 1 Michigan State, the Big Ten champion. Their only losses in triple overtime to Baylor. Against Florida, who is an at-large team out of the SEC. This is kind of a tough draw for Michigan State, honestly. This was expected to be a top 4 seed, and then they choked to Texas A&M. So Michigan State not really looking out all that well. And make sure, let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure I fix the audio. As a reminder, though, coaches, if you're here, off-season strategies and wanting to hear offers are open. You got to DM me your choices, and if you want to hear offers by Sunday, which is the national championship, if Sunday passes and I don't hear from you, I'm not gonna make up for you. I want to get through the off-season as quickly as possible into a new recruiting system and into the transfer portal age. So yeah. DM me your choices. Otherwise, your budget will just go to the generational talent fund. But yeah, let's get into this one. The Peach Bowl. Normally these games are quick, but we're gonna start out with Florida. You got Carlos Del Rio Wilson, who is their quarterback. He has had a really good year, 35-6, and then rushing 400 yards. Not really known for his rushing though. At running back, they will get DeMarcus Bowman back, the 98 overall running back. He was hurt for the majority of the year, so definitely going to be an improvement for them. And then wide receiver, they are pretty deep at receiver here, all 80 overalls. I believe Elliott Lee was a freshman All-American. So we'll see them. And then 92 overall tight end, Elksnis. I don't know how to say that. I'm just going to call him Nick probably. But let's take a look at the offensive line. Really not what you would expect from a really good SEC team. A lot of 70s here. So a lot of opportunity here for Michigan State to rush the passer. But their defense, Tyreek Sapp. They got Princely Umanmillion. God, all these names are so rough. And then Jalen Lee, but they do have a weakness on the line. That second DT isn't all that great. They got Larry Glover, and then their only SFA player is Roman Mills, so you probably will not see him, but he is on this team. And then a very, very deep corner class here, 490-plus overalls. So these guys are definitely going to make an impact here in the pass game. 96 overall safety, even though he is only 81 speed. So definitely maybe some chances to take a shot over the top. Whereas on the other side, you got Will Coxon, 93 overall as well. As far as kicker, this team is trash. So this is going to be probably a spot where Michigan State has an advantage. Only 71 power. And then we're going to check Michigan State, the number 1 team in the land. Quarterback, Hamp Bay, his real name is Faye, the king of Asian persuasion. He has had himself one hell of a year as well. 44 pass TDs to 5 interceptions, and then rushing as well. He's only has 2 touchdowns, but a massive year for Hamp Faye. And then running back, we'll get to this in a little bit. Wide receivers, Keon Coleman, he is dirty in the red zone. Watch out for this man. A bunch of other decent players. Fitzpatrick had a great game against Ohio State on game day. And then Bradford Blazer, he's going to be mainly the return man, and in the slot, he's had some massive plays on game day. So I'm very interested to see how he plays. And then tight end, Cameron and Malik Carr. They run a lot of two tight end sets. This offensive line also isn't all that great, considering a Big Ten team. So both lines not that great, but on defense, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is on the line here for Michigan State, freshman All-American. You got Brown, and then Barrow in the middle, big old Barrow, with Thomas Williams as well. And then at linebacker, you got Gayoteote. And then at middle linebacker, you got Cal Holiday. And the Heisman Trophy winner, Binks McBurnfinger. He's listed at linebacker. He plays right outside linebacker, so he's had a few sacks and a few fumbles or whatever. So you say, how is this man the Heisman winner? Well, he is the best running back in the country. 1,700 yards, 16 on the ground, and then receiving-wise, 420 yards and 7 receiving touchdowns. So this man, the freshman, 78 overall. He has a Heisman Trophy, an SFA Player of the Year. He's chasing the Triple Crown. So they need to win the national championship in order to do that. A decently deep cornerback core over here. Aqib Talib is an SFA player, but he probably will not play unless there's an injury. And then on the backside, you got Bo Williams and you got Chris Bird, 84 overall. And then kicker-wise, they do have the advantage. Warren McDaniel has 77 kick power to 81 accuracy, so neither team is going to be focusing on their leg, but Michigan State will have the advantage. Oh boy, baby, I am hyped for this one. And as always, if you don't want ads, subscribe with a Twitch Prime. You don't get any ads. It's free. You just need to link your Amazon Prime account and do it on a desktop, unfortunately. Easiest way to get around the ads. We are affiliated, so I don't have control over them. All right. So, first off, let me get this prediction going. So, whoever set complete the last prediction, thank you. Who wins? This is a straight up. Is it going to be Florida? Are they going to have the 8-1 upset? This is definitely the best 8 seed we've seen in the NCAA era. So get your channel points ready. We have 2 minutes. I'd expect Michigan State is probably the favorite, obviously. So you might be able to make some coin if you do predict the upset here. But the winner of this game will face Washington Huskies in the Orange Bowl. Definitely a winnable game. So we will see here. This is going to be one hell of a matchup. I am so excited for this one. And McNasty, if you are here, let me know your uniform choice. I'm just going to go through all the alts, and then you can mix and match or whatever. Just let me know. It's just basically a lot of green. And they do have a black helmet. I'm going to go through the jerseys. They only have 2 jerseys in this, so not a lot of options. It's mainly with the helmet. So you can go throwback if you want the Guffey Sparty. Let Dogwater pick. All right, Dogwater. How do you want him to look? The neon. So they only have 2 jerseys in this, so it's probably going to be all green, and it's just down to what helmet you want. So he wants the neon helmet. Okay. So we're breaking out the neon helmet with just all green. All right, and then Florida. Florida, we're just going to go all white. Let's see if we can get them a cool helmet as well. We'll just do the all white for them like this. Gators. This is their first CFP since the I believe season 4 when they lost to Jay Jettas in the national championship. So yeah, someone put some money on Sparty. There you go. So as that prediction finals out, here we go, boys. This is the Peach Bowl, the last game of the first round, and the semifinals will be tomorrow night. But without further ado, let the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl start us off. Hype. As always on the bottom line, the Cougars got smoked today, but we still got Big Hawk repping. And then Binks on the bottom line as well. He is the most polarizing player currently in the SFA. Oh, and those neon helmets look beautiful. We are in Atlanta. We're not sure if the dome is open, but I'm loving how these uniforms look as this is McNasty's second appearance in the CFP. He is the first coach in SFA history to take multiple teams to the playoff in the NCAA era. He took San Diego State here, where they lost to UAB, and now he's here against Florida with Michigan State in his first season. Oh, yeah. Latina juice is a small portion of Binks's, of his, let's call it, workout habits. I'm trying to think, as far as taking to a team to the playoffs twice. I mean, technically Mills did. He took Alabama in season 2 and then in Boston College, but he was 7-5, so I don't know if you want to count that. Yeah, other than Mills, I don't think so. But here we are. It's playoff time, and this is the matchup everyone had circled, and this has massive BearCave implications. So if Michigan State wins, Dogwater, if they cover, which is a 3-point spread, Dogwater gets first, Mike gets second, and TC, will get third. If anything else happens, Florida no cover, or Florida wins outright, then it will be Mike, Dogwater, Skook. And then I don't know if there's somebody in the shadows on BearCave. I'm going to probably calculate all that late tonight, but we'll see. So DeMarcus Bowman, he gets the first. Florida is going to start us out here today. Interesting offense, definitely. They got shocked by Texas A&M last week. And then their only other loss is an overtime loss to Georgia. Whereas Michigan State has beaten Ohio State on the other side of the bracket. So, and Del Rio, he gets stopped in the backfield. Now remember, this defense isn't the best in the country, but they definitely are high quality. They make a ton of plays, and on defense, they have 2 starting SFA players. At the top of your screen on the line, number 92 is Dwayne Johnson, and then 65 is Big McBurnfinger there, soloing the middle as he's blitzing. And 2 men took the quarterback there, but they did have the help, something Houston couldn't figure out how to do. It just depends on the... Yeah, because everything's been on Thursdays, so it really just depends on the timing. All right. Big 3rd and 16 here for Del Rio. He does get the ball off, but McBurnfinger cleans it up, the Heisman Trophy winner. And that is a 4th down here early, so Michigan State gets off the field. It'll be interesting to see if we have a more of a defensive battle today. The last game was all offense, no breaks, as Bradford Blazer here is going to get his first return of the day, and that only goes for 9 yards. All right, Hamp Fay, McBurnfinger, Keon Coleman come out. 2 tight ends to start. We know what they're running. They're just going to hand it off to McBurnfinger, and he gets 3. So... when we saw him we've seen McBurnfinger pop off in a lot of BearCaves. When we saw him on game day, he had over 100 yards, but he didn't get into the end zone. So we'll see if he can right that ship today. A blitz here, picked up by McBurnfinger, and Hamfay is going to throw it. His first throw is intercepted. Oh boy, he's trying to find Fitzpatrick, and the defender cuts him off. So an early mistake from Hamfay. Not a good start for the number 1 team in the country. An early pick. All right, so they hand it off to DeMarcus Bowman here, who was my preseason Heisman pick, but he got injured and sucked. Cal Halliday leads the country in tackles. The key for Michigan State is this linebacker core. If McBurnfinger can really play both ways successfully, as, oh my, that play was completely blown up by Dwayne Johnson. He got into the backfield, and Kari Crump cleaned it up. So a 3rd and 16. Florida going backwards after the free possession. So 3rd and 16. Split backs. Throws it over the middle, and he cannot get there. So Elliott Lee, the freshman, he only gets 13. He needed 16. And they're going for it early. So they're inside the 40. So this is going to be an early test. Can Michigan State get off the field? They're going to run it. And he switches fields, and Halliday swallows him up. And they stop him. So the interception is not going to hurt Michigan State. As Halliday, the middle linebacker, the senior, he saves them a possession. All right, so Michigan State, the early mistake had no impact, so let's see what they can do now. 1st and 10, they hand it off to McBurnfinger. He finds a little room. He gets 6. Burnfinger, he will play both sides, and you'll see him on special teams. He can't return, though, for some weird reason. You can't put linebackers at returner, probably for good reason. 2nd and 4, McBurnfinger, he finds a hole. So early on, Michigan State's line is holding up so far, and Florida's really isn't. We're getting into the backfield. All right, Hamp. Plenty of time, and he finds his man. That is the tight end, Malik Carr, for 23. So that's a good way to respond from the interception. All right, I wouldn't celebrate too quickly, but all right, here we go. Once again, they come out in I formation. This team loves the power run with McBurnfinger, and here we go again. He finds the outside. He is swallowed up pretty quickly, though, only getting 3. If you're watching, thanks for being here. We have 7 viewers currently. Let's go. And McBurnfinger, once again, he gets stopped by the edge rusher. So, averaging just over 3. Banks isn't a guy who's going to run for an insane average, but he is a bowling ball. 3 men on the left side here running routes. 3rd and 9. And he's open. That's Malik Carr again, and he is short. So, decision time early now on the other side for Michigan State. And they are going for it. They're not kicking a field goal. I mean, let's be honest. 4th and 1. Just hand it to McBurnfinger. You got the Heisman winner in the backfield. And that's what they do. They hand it to him. Easy conversion for Binks as he stiffies a man. 6 yards. So early fourth down conversion here for Binks. And now we got the Maryland eye. And it's just a quick run for Hamp Fay. And they're calling that a sack for Scooby Williams, who's already has 2 tackles for loss and a sack. So the left outside linebacker going crazy. Got to be honest, this is not the great start for Hamp. He may be a little tired out from his press day yesterday. He was mauled by all the Asian women in Atlanta. All right, Hamp, he stayed back. He's firing to the end zone, and it's dropped. Keon Coleman had it, but he got smoked right as he converted. I've been saying all year Keon Coleman is a problem in the red zone. That was his chance right there. Bradford Blazer in the slot on the left side. He's running out. Plenty of time over the middle. Touchdown, Michigan State. Christian Fitzpatrick got to the back of the end zone, and Hamp Fay found him, and Michigan State takes the early lead. What a throw. All right, that's what you like to see. So Michigan State, great teams. You know, every team makes mistakes throughout a game, but great teams are able to make up for those mistakes, you know, forcing the 3 and out, and then getting a touchdown. So Florida definitely now on their back foot as Pouncey will not return to the game. Oh my, we get a hurdle. Jordan Young upended. I mean, I want Banks to do well. I don't like the SEC, and if Michigan State wins, I get a player. So I'm definitely rooting for Michigan State here as we get a nice. The quick option doesn't work here for Florida. So already you're starting to see a little worry here on the Florida sideline and in their fans. Not much to cheer about since that interception. Their offense has been pretty bad. Florida. And play action pass doesn't go for much. Also, I would never live it down if the SEC actually gets a title here. So Florida winning would make that a real possibility. So I don't want that happening. Except I trust Ohio State. 3rd and 12. And they throw it super short. Brant Dawson, 6 yards, and Halliday's going to swallow him up. So another 3 and out for Florida. They're not really getting clamped or anything. It's just they're not really being aggressive. They're throwing a bunch of underneath passes, running some unthreatening run concepts. And Blazer, he has some room here. He trucks a man. Bradford Blazer, could he be the first man to return a touchdown to return a touchdown on game day? He did return one in the Big Ten championship. Yeah. Tyron Trey Burton is McBurnfinger here, up the middle, and he is still up. 14 yards for Binks. Yeah, Washington doesn't have any SFA players. Obviously, Michigan State has 2 really notable ones. Texas A&M, their corner, but yeah, Tyron Jefferson would be the only one. As we get quick option, McBurnfinger finds the edge. He delivers a stiffy. He gets a modest 4. Yeah, notable would be Tyron. I mean, next season, Ohio State's going to have a lot of them because they're getting the cornerback and a few other guys. McBurnfinger up the middle. Yeah, but Aqib Talib, he doesn't play. That's the problem with Michigan State's. Only Dwayne Johnson and Banks. People that make an impact. 3rd and 1, a huge conversion. They're actually going to throw it. Interesting decision as Keon Coleman gets his first catch. That's for 8 yards. Arizona bringing 5 SFA players and still going to finish 7-5 with a loss to Arizona State. As Hamp Fay, he's going to take off here. He gets clowned right there. Sacked, I mean. And as we end the first quarter, definitely a much more regular football game than the early one. 7-0 Michigan State at the end of the first. Yeah, we're not seeing a 65-35 game here. That was ridiculous. Hamp Fay, he's going to throw it again, and he finds a wide open man. Cameron Allen, the other tight end. These tight ends are just dicing this defense up as he juked that linebacker out of his shoes, looking like a Travis Kelce defender in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys saw that play where that guy slipped and he just got smoked on that route. All right, 1st and 10 inside the 15. They fake the handoff to Binks. Plenty of time. Touchdown, Malik Carr. The tight ends continue to dominate, and Michigan State's up 2 scores. So besides an early interception, it's been all Michigan State. Yeah, I'd be perfectly happy getting a player. It'd be a real help. Between 1 and 2, both of you guys can use both of these players. So it's not like one guy winning is going to get screwed because they want the second guy. I think both of your teams, Georgia Tech and Arizona, can really use either of the top 2 players. As far as me and Skook, the third player will be very welcomed. Natty predictions are only tiebreakers. Sorry. Just the first round matters. All right, well, let's see if Florida can make this a game. They've been one of the best teams all season long. They're just going through a bit of a rough patch. As they hand it off here, and that is stuffed. This defensive line is just wrecking havoc right now. Brown with another tackle for loss. I mean, average doesn't matter, man. You gotta be part of winning in BearCave is being consistent and participating all season long. All right, let's see if Del Rio can do anything. A wide open man underneath, and Halliday delivers the boom, but DeMarcus Bowman gets a first down. That's what Florida needs. They just need to, and you know, he's 5 for 5. They just need to attack this defense a little bit. Right now, the linebackers are feasting. So handoff. No time to panic. Florida's chilling. They've been a great team all season long. They just need to rely and run their offense as Wilson keeps it here. And he immediately gets clamped down. He breaks 2, but gets swallowed up by the third guy. You would have liked him to cut up field there, but he tried to go outside, and Jamal Williams smokes him. So Carlos Del Rio Wilson, not really known for his rushing abilities. Obviously, you saw it there. Yeah, I would prefer a 3. I'd like this one to at least be a little closer. A big 3rd and 7 here for Florida. All the time, he's yamming it deep. Wilson, and it's open, and it's caught. Brant Dodson for 45. That's what we were talking about at the top. Florida loves to stretch the field with these receivers. They hand it off, and Bowman, he stiffies a man, and he somehow turns that into a 2-yard gain. He got hit by 2 guys like 5 yards behind the line, and somehow. All right, they hand it up the middle, and he finds some room. He stiffies another man, and McBurnfinger has to make the stop there. All right, 1st and goal for Florida. Can they get themselves within a touchdown again? Hand it up the middle. And a McBurnfinger in the corner. Stop him. Marquis Lowry. And Bowman was hurt there. Their 98 overall running back, but he will return. So it's going to be Eric Johnson now in the meantime. Wilson, he has time over the middle, wide open man. Brant Dodson again. Touchdown, Florida, as they respond. All right. So Florida's starting to find some holes in this defense. Plenty of time. No, Mango, yeah, for sure. Real life always takes priority. But at the same time, I can't reward people when you know they didn't put in the work, right? So that's just part of it, unfortunately. As Banks gets 5 here, he's already up to 50 yards. 5 yards a carry. He's doing well. And that's the whole thing. Like, Binks isn't flashy like Stowers and those guys, right? He's just a mauler bowling ball. He's going to go for 5 every single time. He's going to get those tough yardage, and then he'll explode for 12 at a time like that. Nothing super flashy. Same thing on the defensive side. He's not going to make a flashy pick six, but he's going to get 15 tackles, a few tackles for loss, and maybe a fumble or two. All right, Hamfe. He has time, and that's swallowing. He throws that out of bounds. So kind of an up and down first half here for Hamp, but he's doing all right. 2nd and 10. Malik Carr in motion. He's having a fantastic first half. Hamp once again. He connects with Bradford Blazer. That's his first touch of the day. He goes for 8 on the drag route. It's just poetry that McNasty, he made Bradford Blazer in his likeness, and then the in-game got him to Michigan State, and then he ended up being at Michigan State when he got him. So it's like one of those beautiful little things, because he was at a whole different ass school when he committed. All right, watch Malik Carr. He looks to have that left side all alone, but they're running it. McBurnfinger finds the hole. Great ball carry vision. Yeah, as we've seen today, especially in the CFP, is that these games are just being won on the offensive line. If your offensive line can get a push and you're able to run the ball, it's over. Every team that's been able to run the ball well, and McBurnfinger's still going, but every team that's been able to run the ball like really, really well has won. I think the only exception to that may be Washington, because they had a lot of big throws, and Baylor had like 200 yards rushing, but that was a really up and down game. That was really the closest game. All right, here we go. Threatening the red zone, they hand it to McBurnfinger. He gets the edge, but he only gets 2. He couldn't quite get past Glover. As McBurnfinger, he barely got above 100 yards against Ohio State earlier in the year. He is 93 already in the first half. Hand it off to McBurnfinger again. He's pushing him, and he gets stopped in the backfield. He tripped over the tackle. Looks like he was going to start to cook that defender, and but third down's been really nice to Michigan State today. 3 for 4. A 3rd and 9 here. Chance to go up 2 scores. Faye has a bit of time. It's closing, and he gets sacked. The right end, it was able to get home. No, that's Scooby Williams. His 2nd sack of the day from the linebacker spot. Hamfe never saw him. So a 4th and 18, that might have kicked him out of field goal range, and it did. So they're at the 30, but they're now forced to go for it on 4th and 18. So no man's land for sure. He's throwing it deep, and he connects. Christian Fitzpatrick gets the feed in, and Michigan State converts on 4th and 18. What a beautiful route and a beautiful throw from Hamfe. That's what number 1 teams do. God damn. What a beautiful conversion. All right, 1st and 10 now at the 10. Faye again, he's throwing it wide open, man. And touchdown, Malik Carr again. This tight end is cooking, baby. Hamfe already up to 3 touchdowns in the first half. So after an early interception, Hamfe is cooking. Oh, and no, they're going to review it. And 1, 2, that is good in the NFL on Sundays, baby. Touchdown, Michigan State.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
And it stands, baby. Touchdown. So Malik Carr, he's having himself a day, the tight end. Oh, and that was almost blocked. 21-7. Push-ups incoming for Sparty. Still plenty of time, though, for Florida here to get back in it. But remember, Michigan State does get the ball after halftime. Get that down counter issue when the penalty is a false start. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Sometimes we do have a bottom line issue, like it just freezes sometimes, and then you don't get like the pop-up stats. But we haven't had that in a while. As Johnson, he breaks 2, breaks 3. That may have been a stiffy on McBurnfinger. I'm gonna switch a blind eye. I mean, it's an emulator. 2, it's a game 10 years old that was never supposed to be modded. Just the fact that you're able to do this kind of stuff is crazy. But there's always going to be some issues here and there. As Dawson, he has basically been Florida's only offense on the day. That's already his 4th reception for 70 yards. Yeah, sometimes that happens as well, but then, we just manually count. We've had the issue, though, where, like, the score doesn't come back for a little bit till, like, the end of a quarter. But those are just score bug issues. If you're having that consistently, just re-download the score bug from the revamped website. Has almost picked Marquis Lowry, almost. And that's the first incompletion for Carlos Del Rio. Florida hasn't really had that bad of an offense. It's kind of the same thing as Florida. It's just Michigan State is unstoppable right now. And a wide open man, that's Brent Dawson again. So he's getting constant separation. He's working on that corner. I don't think Revamp's added animations. All right, Bowman, he's back in the game. McBurnfinger was on coverage. It goes out of bounds for 3. So time's starting to tick out here. They are inside the 30, 3 timeouts, plenty of time. If you're Florida, you want the touchdown, but you don't really want to give Michigan State a chance to respond here because they're going to get the ball after half, and that's a sack. Wilson was trying to escape, and Simeon Barrow, 90-plus overall defensive tackle, just working, fighting through the double team, getting the sack. The neon helmets are going crazy today. All right, 3rd and 11. And he's somehow completes that. He just, floated that in there. A beautiful throw. Elliott Lee, and he gets inside the 10. That was a beautiful throw. All right. Florida back in it. Wilson's going to keep it himself, and that goes nowhere. That was such a crazy throw. That's one of those where the defender didn't have his head around, and he just laced it in there. Now we got 3 backs. They hand it off. It's a counter. He stiffies 1. He gets up the middle, and Larry Kennedy goes for 0. All right, 3rd and goal. 45 seconds left. Throws it to the boundary, and it's going to be 4th and goal, and they are bringing out the field goal team. You'd have liked them to run some more time off, 2 plays. You probably wanted to run that to 10, but they leave 39 seconds here. Let's see if Michigan State can do anything with it, but Florida, once again, brings it to 11 at half for now. It was a decent stand for Michigan State. All right, is Bradford Blazer going to return it? No, he is not. So Faye is popping off right now. Let's see if this Hamp Faye Malik Carr connection can continue to blossom. He's not on the field right now, so it looks like they're going to be trying to do something with this 39 seconds and 3 timeouts. And Binks, he just completely forgets to pass block. I don't know. Maybe Banks is mad he's not getting the ball inside the 20 as he just let the free rusher just destroy Hamp Fay. Oh, my. As you hear the Gator chant raining down. First time we've heard the Florida Gators chant all day. And they're just confident. They're just going to run this clock out. They may or may not run one more rushing play. Probably just hand it to Banks. But a great first half from pretty much everybody. So we'll see. Are they going to run a play before halftime? They will. They're going to run one. They are going to throw it. He just dumps it off to Malik Carr. Definitely the player of the first half as he does get a first down, 19 yards. But nevertheless, that is halftime here in the Peach Bowl. First up, obviously, Team of the Year stream will happen after the Natty. We got to see all the stats, so that will be fun. That will be on Sunday. And then also, like we said earlier, we got a new SFA King of the Hill tournament, the SFA Championship Belt. It's a 16-man tournament. If you want to submit your bracket, winner does get a little bit of a recruiting budget bonus for next season. And then if you do in the future want to be a wrestler in this little side thing we do from time to time, DM Hawk, he'll get you all set up. And you can debut in our power rankings after this tournament is set. These will start Friday, and this will either run through the off season or over a few days here. But yeah. So an 11-point lead here. This is the same lead that Texas A&M had at the break of the last game, and they blew that one wide open. So Michigan State will have an opportunity here to extend the lead to start the half. Florida's rushing abilities have just been completely stifled. Cal Halliday and Binks McBurnfinger have been playing fantastic. So are we going to get to see a return here from Bradford Blazer? No, we will not. All right, Hamp Fay and company coming out. They do have an 11-point lead. We are 18 minutes away from the end of the first round. And they start off, and that was a bad throw by Fay. He was behind Bradford Blazer. I'm not sure if he wanted him to stop the route there, stop the drag in the middle. But some miscommunication to start the half. All right, plenty of time for Fay, and he delivers a dime to Bradford Blazer. So after the miscommunication, he goes right back to him, his second reception. A big throwing catch there. As Hamp Fay is having himself a day, so he wanted the pass off of that deep post, and then came back to the middle. So a little creativity there for Bradford. Watch Malik Carr, bottom of your screen. He's going to be one-on-one with the linebacker, it seems, or the safety if this is a throw. Coleman's coming in motion. It is man-to-man. And they're going to run it here. McBurnfinger, he pushes through. He's going to get a modest 1-yard gain. So Florida's plans to stop Banks have gone all right. And, 93 yards, that's not what you want to see. But he hasn't really hurt them as Fay now is running with his legs. He does not get that first down. But for Banks, I think in the red zone, they've been so set on stopping the run that these throws are just cooking them in the back of the end zone. Guys are finding their way behind the defense. So 3rd and inches now. What's the call? They're going to hand it to McBurnfinger. He easily gets it and more. That's 8 yards. I said isn't what you want to see for Florida. All right, Fay. He has plenty of time. The pass coverage has been really well. And a wide open man, and that's Christian Fitzpatrick. He's had 3 monster catches, 66 yards, and there's another one. Fighting through the press at the line. No safety help, and the big man gets 22. All right, 1st and goal from the 5. Watch out for Malik Carr there. He has his hand on the ground. He may be going out for a pass. Quick option. They get it to McBurnfinger. Can he get in? No, he stopped just short of the goal. Oh, we want a Banks touchdown. Damn it, as he goes above 100 yards on the day. 2nd and goal. In the shotgun. Switches the play. Malik Carr in motion. They are going to throw it here. Hanfei, he throws it to Bradford Blazer, who makes the catch. Bradford Blazer scores here in the Peach Bowl. He secures it. And Michigan State goes up 18. What a catch. Bradford Blazer, McNasty, man. Blazer and McBurnfinger just somehow make these plays. Like Bradford Blazer's fucking 5'8". He has 81 speed, and my man is playing it like a Wes Welker out here. And that was such a risky throw too, as Halliday just smokes Jordan Young there. Like, Hanfei has 4 passing touchdowns right now, but goddamn, dude, like, he threw that like 50 yards for 1 yard gain. And that is a nice stop. The quick option isn't going to work. And that is Brown's 3rd tackle for loss. He is smoking these guys. And honestly, a lot of these offenses left, Washington, Texas A&M, and Ohio State all run a similar offense where they utilize a lot of options. So not spelling good for them. Oh my, is Holiday. He is playing out of his mind today. The forgotten linebacker on MSU. But he is the leader of this defense. 3rd and 14 now. And deep over the middle, and who else? Elliott Lead this time for 31, the freshman All-American. He was matched up on Halliday there, and that is a mismatch. 95 speed receiver against a linebacker is never going to end well. So Michigan lucks out there. They really got to ramp it up here if they want to get back in this game. They pick up the blitz. Wide open man out there. That's Clarence Nelson. I believe his 3rd touch of the day. Yes, it is. As Rio goes over 200. So, I mean, he's having a good day. There hasn't been turnovers or it just, drives are stalling out, not converting the 4th down, settling for a field goal. He's right there. He's had like 7 tackles as DeMarcus Bowman goes down. I mean, Banks has had like 7 tackles. Most of them are like in the gang tackles, but he is around. But yeah, I feel like that's the role. So he's right there in the middle on the bottom of your screen there. Guarding the line. Oh, and that's Dwayne Johnson. He gets a sack and the ball is out. Dwayne Johnson with a forced fumble. Him and Banks right there. Let's see if this was a real fumble. It is. That ball. No, it came out way late. Dwayne Johnson, baby. Yeah, that was a late fumble that didn't matter, but a 3rd and 19 incoming. The booth review is going to review it. But I think I thought initially coming into the season, Banks would be a quality linebacker, but he'd have to grow into the running back role. Ironically, though, it's been the complete opposite. He has just been fantastic on offense. And then defense, he's, modestly making plays here and there, but he's definitely not taking this defense over by any means. I won't say he's a liability, but he's just definitely overlooked on this defense for sure. As he comes on a blitz this time, 3rd and 19, and that's intercepted by the corner, and he's going the other way. Can Wilson tackle him? No! And he is caught. What a mistake. Charles Brantley picks him off. And Florida is now in big trouble. So immediately now, Michigan State is threatening. I'm starting to get hyped, dude. I can't wait. Maryland eye time. McBurn finger up the middle. He's going to get himself 6. Come on, you got to get McBurn finger at least 1. I want him to get... But right now, Hamp Fay is owning him in the CFP MVP combo right now. Maryland eye again. 2nd and 4. They fake the handoff to Binks. He's going to the end zone again. Touchdown, Cameron Allen. That's the 5th passing TD for Hamp Fay on the day. 3rd to a tight end. They take a 25-point lead. So we saved. So it looks like this, at least right now, it looks like the 2 best, or the best game of the first round was the first game we watched, Washington and Baylor. The rest have been kind of blowouts. And honestly, that's kind of no, fuck Florida, Maple. This is not that situation. 1, because you got Binks, you have a user, a longtime user, and then you also have, it's an SEC team, and I actually will get a player if Michigan State wins. So I'm cheering for Michigan State. This is a good result. Like, if this didn't win me a player, I would probably be slightly more trying to keep Florida in it, but directly affects my team. I'm kind of hyped. 83 overall is going to be fun. And a nice completion there to Marcus Burke. Yeah, so depending on who it is, you'll have an option of positions that player can fit in. Like, I'll give you the positions. You can only pick 1. None of them are athletes, so they can't play 2 ways. But you have an option of where to put them. Del Rio. Bowman. Because you're the reason it changed. I mean, 1, we're not doing real-life players anymore, so it kind of helps with the hype. Because you don't want to get some rando SFA player locked into a position that you don't need. Oh, and that is a big hit, but he takes him down. Brantley, who had the pick. And, I mean, there might be a case where, like, you don't really need this player, like, if it's multiple positions that you're good at. But it just helps. At least, you know, you can get some depth or have somebody who can at least play a little bit, because Matt Ryan's not going to play till Fitzpatrick leaves. All right, Del Rio dumps this off on 3rd and 5. They do get the first down. Larry Kennedy breaks through a few tackles there. I mean, is he getting shafted, though? He has, like, the best QB room in the country. Like, it's likely going to be Fitzpatrick is probably going to declare this season. Hopefully I can keep him around. But as Brant Dawson gets his 6th catch today, he's having a great game. I mean, judging by these first-round games, it feels like it might be a Michigan State, Texas A&M Natty, which would be ridiculous, or a Michigan State, Ohio State rematch, which will be ridiculous. He floats that one, and Nick Elknicks, that's his first reception on the day. Thank God, so I don't have to pronounce that name. Third and 2. I mean, it's just completely based on the game. Like, because, as you guys know, I'm allowed to try to keep all SFA players around, because obviously we want them around as long as possible to help the teams, but sometimes the game just doesn't let it happen. 4th and 4. Split backs. Rio. Across body. He finds the receiver, but Binks takes him down. Elliott Lee, nowhere to go, and that's another turnover. Throwing off the back foot, definitely not the move there. He had the space, but McBurnfinger and Holiday clean them up easily. Remember, Michigan State won 31-28 on game day against Ohio State. All right, man in motion. That's Malik Carr. Fake the handoff to McBurnfinger. Plenty of time. It's going to run out. No, he yams it deep. He got it off, and it's picked. Hamphay hit as he threw. Now Florida's bringing it back. Does he have a convoy? He gets to the edge, and Hamphay pushes him out of bounds. So a massive play for Florida. That's exactly what they needed. They needed some sort of a spark. So Hampthay's second interception of the day. We'll see if this is the one that hurts him. Florida is down 4 scores, though. 25, a huge hole to overcome. They need to start scoring in bunches quickly. Rio finds Dawson underneath here. I mean, he might have had a step, Dogwater, but getting hit, I mean, may have hurt the throw power there. 2nd and 1. Over the middle, wide open, and it's Dawson again. Brant Dawson, 8 for 121 and 1 TD. He's having himself a day. Really the only player on this offense that's really showing up. I mean, Wilson's having an all right day, but nothing, not worthy of winning this game against number 1. He throws that one away. They're threatening the red zone here as we are 10 minutes remaining in the Peach Bowl and the first round of the Season 10 CFP. As we got DeMarcus Bowman. He gets 7, potentially only 10 minutes left in the Florida season. They, at one point, were 11-1. Looking at a top 4 seed, and then they lose to Texas A&M. Might have a very ECU-esque end to their season. But DeMarcus Bowman up the middle. Touchdown, Florida. They're back in. I mean, they score. Not really back in it. So they do capitalize on the interception. They are only going for 1 here because it is still now a 3-score game. They're still down 18. No, I'm not simming. Because McNasty worked very hard to get the number 1 seed. He gets to enjoy it. No simming. Especially because then it could easily turn, it could easily go the wrong direction. They get 2 quick scores, and then all of a sudden it's uh-oh. So Hamphay here. Over the middle, that's Bradford Blazer. And we want to see our SFA players actually do stuff. This creates lore. This could help somebody get on Team of the Year. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, because Michigan State's been shit. Like, it's not like he just got lucky. He recruited McBurnfinger, and Hamphay throws his 3rd pick. Florida's on the run, and Hamp does bring him down. Oh, boy. Things are heating up as Corey Collier jumps that pick. 2 picks in a row. Are we about to see the biggest blown lead in SFA history on a game day? A 25-point lead? We've seen 14 blown before, or maybe 17, but definitely not 25. 4 scores. So DeMarcus Bowman. As we head to the 4th quarter in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Florida is driving. It's a 3-score game, but they have all the momentum. Maybe all we needed was Mango to leave for Florida to be good. I knew, Dogwater, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. They got to come in clutch. Somebody make a play. 2nd and 4. Wilson, he does take off. He does escape, but Dwayne Johnson gets him. It's 3rd down. See, there's a lot of time, but at the same time, also not that much. You know, Florida, they don't have time to be messing up drives, but they do have plenty of time to make the comeback. So, kind of all or nothing as DeMarcus Bowman, he cannot get the 1st down, but he does make it a very, very makeable 4th and inches, and they 100% are going for this now. They come out, split backs on 4th and inches. You got to think it's a run here, and it is. They get the pitch off, and Kennedy's going to get it, and a bit more as McBurnfinger pushes him out of bounds around the 20. Larry Kennedy making a big impact here as the backup running back. Now they're coming out in pistol. This game's starting to heat up a little bit. And Rio, he scrambles. He doesn't get anywhere with that one. Williams on the tackle. Florida's got to score. Hamfe, 5 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Keeping Florida in this game as Rio, he's going to take off again, and he's stopped again. Rio really is bad, has bad ball carrier vision. He has not been able to find an open room. I mean, 10 rushes. He has negative 20 yards. 3rd down and 8. And he's throwing it, and that's caught. What a throw and what a catch by Marcus Burke. He had to sky over Holiday. He got flipped around there. What a beautiful catch. All right, Florida now inside the 10. Wilson does take off. He finds some room. Wilson's going to score. Florida gets the touchdown. Are they going to go for 2 now to make it a 10-point game? And they are. They're going to go for 2. A massive play here to make it a 10-point game. Can Florida battle in this? Wilson on the run behind his back, and it hits the guy in the knee. No good. So a 12-point game now, still 2 possessions. But Michigan State, you gotta start. You gotta stop turning the ball over. You're losing the turnover battle by 2. Hamfe, just hand it off to Banks, and you're good, my man. That right side looks hella open. Just hand it to Banks. Let him cook. As they start throwing it again. He's throwing it to the outside, and he connects Bradford Blazer. Michigan State's not going to stop running their brand of offense. Hamfe, he has the entire Asian population behind him today. Hamfe starting to make this a little bit interesting. He wants to keep the viewership up as Banks hands it up the middle. It's Banks' 21st carry on offense. He has over 100 yards. 2nd down, plenty of time here, 6 minutes. Banks, he can't get there. He gets stuffed for 1. So a 3rd down now. Florida can just continue playing their game, playing their defense. They're in no rush here. Plenty of time. They just need 2 scores. 3rd and 3. As Hamfe just throws that away. So he must have felt the pressure, or maybe he stumbled or something, as he just immediately throws it away. And Michigan State's punting it right back. So at one point, this was 35-10. It's now 35-23. Oh, baby. And what a punt. No, he cannot get it. That is the best punter in the country. He won the, I believe it's the, I'm not sure what the punter version is. Is it the Guy Award? So Florida now has a chance, only down 12. All the momentum in the world. 3 straight defensive stops. And oh my God, he almost threw the game away. Jamal Williams drops an easy pick. Wilson, he's heating up. They're going to run some quick option, and that's going nowhere. Stuffed. As Dwayne Johnson was definitely doing some extracurriculars there in the back after the play. A huge third down now. Can Michigan State's defense clamp down? They started in a run on 3rd and 13, and Florida gives it right back to Michigan State. Atavion Brown is not having that. So Florida completely chokes a massive opportunity to get this back within 1 score. Wow. All right, my heart is stopping a little bit now. Whew. It was looking frisky there for a few minutes. As we get to see a Bradford Blazer punt return. He does get across the 50. Yeah, McNasty, please run the goddamn ball. We are begging you, do not let Hamp throw this game away. And they're throwing it. He throws it to the corner. Bradford Blazer again. He's having himself a day. 6 receptions, 78 yards. I believe this is Bradford Blazer's best receiving game of his career. Hamp's having a very up and down day. But 2nd and inches. They are driving now. Fakes the handoff. Faye's going to keep it. He has a ton of room. He finds the outside. And he gets inside the red zone. So Hamp Faye, not known for his rushing, but he gets himself a little, a nice little run there. Everyone and their mother thought the Heisman winner was going to get it. As Bink continues to throw, a terrible blocker. 1st and 10 from the 20. Michigan State could put this game away. So many men in the box. Ken Coleman goes inside. Quick option. Faye's going to keep it. He cuts inside. That does nothing. Yeah, field goal keeps it a 2-possession game, whereas a touchdown puts it back up to 3. Malik Carr in motion. He has been a matchup nightmare all day long. They hand it off to McBurnfinger, and he delivers a mean stiffy, but he only gets 4. A 3rd down incoming now as time continues to run. Michigan State can definitely keep running some clock. Florida not going to use their timeouts quite yet. They hope they get this stop here. Faye over the middle, and that's going to be a 1st down. Terry Lockett Jr., his first reception on the day is a massive one, a 3rd down conversion. Now Florida's probably going to have to start calling their timeouts. They got to pray that they get a stop here. And Michigan State is going to start running the clock. First and goal. What's the call? Faye is going to throw it. He just throws it away. So the clock stops. Florida keeps a timeout. That was the best case scenario there. So 2nd and goal. They're coming out in I form. So you got to think they're going to run it. They do. McBurnfinger, and they swallow him up after a yard. Doesn't look like Binks is going to get in there. But the clock will run, and the timeouts are not coming out. So Florida is going to conserve their timeouts. They're hoping for a stop here. If they can get a stop, they still have a chance. 3rd and goal. The clock is going to run. We're going to get down right about the 2-minute mark here in the Peach Bowl and the first round of the CFP. Third and goal. Hamp Faye. He does drop back. He has time. He goes up and he's swallowed up. And Florida calls the timeout, forcing the field goal kicker out. So it's still a 2-score game here, regardless of this kick. The kick is up, and they extend the lead to 15 here in the Peach. Crunch time for Florida. This is their chance. Season on the line. They need 2 touchdowns. They have 2 timeouts. So even if they don't get that onside kick, they still have a fighting chance. But they need a quick score here. Yeah, they got to get at least one more 2-point conversion. Can Florida pull off the impossible? Wilson he's going to get tripped by Dwayne Johnson. No flag on the field for tripping. So Dwayne Johnson gets his second sack on the day. They hurry back to the line. Wilson drops back. He's yamming it deep. This time he has an open man. He's going. It's Dawson, and he gets caught. Brant Dawson for 48, and now they're inside the 30. Oh, baby. This game is heating up. Immediately they go again. Wilson, he throws that away. He was about to get sacked again. One minute, 38 remaining. They got to get a quick touchdown here. Wilson, he does have a little time. He's jamming it deep to the other end, and it's connected! Dawson inside the 5. Oh, baby. Brant Dawson is cooking Spartan for dinner tonight as they're on the 1. Can Florida get this within 1 score? Dogwater at people in the server. Have them come back. This one's heating up as we get... No! He is stopped short. Clock is running. Mayoe Gaotioe Te. Clock is... whoever's watching at people in the server, this one's going to cook up. It could be an exciting finish. Number 1 on the ropes. They're going to run triple option, and it's stopped again. Defense coming up huge here inside the 5. And the clock is running. Time is now their biggest factor. Rio, he floats it. Wide open man. Touchdown, Florida. Marcus Burke. Oh, boy. And the 2-point conversion here. Gonna be massive to see if they can get this within 1 score. And we got a booth review, of course. Does he get the foot in? It looks like it. So Florida, this is the biggest.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
And it stands. That is the biggest call of the game there. So Florida, they have a chance to erase a 25-point lead to get back within 1 score. But they have to have this conversion. Kind of in motion. It's a handoff, and he stopped short. Oh my, Chris Bird with the tackle for loss to save Michigan State. And that could effectively end the game. And the kick goes out of bounds. Oh boy.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
That's very likely the game. Michigan State almost blew a 25-point lead here in the 4th quarter. So barring disaster, it looks like Michigan State is going to escape. McBurnfinger, can he end the game? 1 first down does it. Timeout, Florida. Their only chance is a fumble and a return touchdown. McBurnfinger up the middle again. He hangs on to the ball. So Florida could get the ball back here with like 10 seconds left, but it's not 1 score. 3rd and 6. McBurnfinger up the middle, and he gets smoked, but he hangs on. That's all that matters. There's 8 seconds between the play clock and the game clock. So Michigan State will touch the ball again, but there's not going to be enough time to score and get an onside kick off. So clock is running here. 2-score game, baby. Absolutely. I knew the SEC was going to put my heart rate high for a little bit there. And it looks like BearCave, it's going to come. I got to run the numbers just to verify, but it looks like Dogwater will win. Mike will get 2nd, and TC will get 3rd. 6 seconds left. If they can get a touchdown under 6 seconds, that'd be wild. So 6 seconds remaining here. They are just going to yam it deep. Clock hits 0, and that is the game as we hit triple zeros. McNasty does it. He gets to the semifinals. He wins his first career playoff game, and Michigan State survives a comeback attempt from Florida, and they will meet Washington in the Orange Bowl tomorrow night. What a game from Hamfey, even though he almost choked it. Once again, no touchdowns for McBurnfinger, though, on game day. It seems the Michigan State offense is that they run a shitload, and then as soon as they get into the red zone, they go into their passing game. Because they love their mismatches with Keon Coleman, these two tight ends, Malik Carr and Allen, and Fitzpatrick as well as a massive receiver. So, definitely an interesting offensive concept. I think Michigan State and Washington is probably going to be the less fun game out of the two, but I think that when we're down to 4, you got Michigan State, you got Texas A&M, you got Ohio State, and then you got Washington. So 1-4, and then we got 6 and 7. So definitely going to be a fun ending to this season's interested to see the stats here. We'll start with Florida. If only they had a little bit better of a first half, honestly. You know, Del Rio, 358 too. He really turned it on in the second half. Their rushing was abysmal all day, but Dawson, dude, 200 yards and a touchdown, and that one at the end from Burke, beautiful. They really had a lot of help there. Defense, Scooby Williams took over. Collier got an interception. 2 sacks from Hamilton here. So their linebackers coming through, and then a few great interceptions. Helm got an interception. But let's take a look. Michigan State, Hamfey, 264, 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. That might hurt him on the CFP MVP trail. McBurnfinger, he had 130, no touchdowns. Receiving, Bradford Blazer had himself one hell of a game. Same with Malik Carr. Not a lot of Keelan Coleman or Tyler Lockett. They're kind of getting clamped there, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. McBurnfinger, we saw him give up that nasty sack. And then on defense, Holiday played well. Bird. So McBurnfinger, he got a tackle for loss. He got 4 tackles in all. Didn't really do much else. Did get Brantley, got himself a pick, almost a pick 6, but Dwayne Johnson, 2 sacks. So McBurnfinger's definitely behind Faye by quite a bit here right now. So Triple Crown might be tough. He might be getting gate-kept right now by his own teammate. But we'll see if Washington's defense forces does the same thing they did to Baylor, forces the run game. So Hamp Faye and Dwayne Johnson on the other side, Scooby Williams and Del Rio. Great season for Florida. They just got a really tough matchup, honestly. Can't really blame them for losing it. That's something that I felt like could have been a natty matchup potentially. But Florida, once again, loses. All right. So that's going to do it for the stream. I have to do the editor and stuff to get the next matchups. So I'm going to do that, post the game previews tonight. And I'm going to try to edit these videos as quickly as I can. Try to get them out before the games tomorrow, but we'll see. I have a full-time job that I have to do tomorrow as well, so I don't know. But great set of games today, and the semifinals will start at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Skook and McNasty, please work out who's going first tomorrow. Otherwise, it's just going to be, I'm just going to have Texas A&M and Ohio State go first. So let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.